Hello students, welcome to my class once again. So this is part 7 of the story Indigo. So Gandhiji finally solved the problem of sharecropping in Champaran. But it was not that after solving the problem of sharecropping in Champaran, he immediately left Champaran and went back to his own place. He was not only a politician but a social reformer as well. He found that the people of Champaran were very backward people, and the villages, they were very poor people, and their condition was miserable. The condition of the people in Champaran was miserable. So Gandhiji wanted to improve their condition. So he saw it, and he started his mission. He started working on it. So what he did, first of all, he understood that the main reason why the people were having such poor condition was because they were illiterate. That was the first reason. They were illiterate. So they needed to be educated first. So he appealed for teachers. Mahadev Desai and Narhari Parikh were two young teachers who joined Gandhi as disciples, and their wives, they also came forward and they volunteered for the work. Immediately after that, more volunteers from all over India, Bombay, Pune and other parts of India also came to join Gandhi and help him in his mission. Gandhiji's youngest son Devdas, he arrived with Mrs. Gandhi, Kasturba Gandhi, to Champaran, and then primary schools were started. In 6 villages, Gandhiji opened primary schools, and the teachers, the volunteers, the people who came forward and volunteered to be teachers, they started teaching. Mrs. Gandhi's duty was to teach the people hygiene, personal hygiene, the importance of personal hygiene, how important it is to maintain personal hygiene and cleanliness. That was her duty, because health condition in Champaran was miserable. There wasn't any doctor. If the people suffered from any sort of illness, no treatment was given to them. So Gandhiji made arrangement of a doctor. A doctor was summoned. A doctor was, you can say you did not call the doctor himself volunteered to serve the people. And then, because it was British India, technology was not very developed, so only 3 medicines, basic medicines were available. That was castor oil and quinine, and one type of ointment was given, sulfur ointment, if the people received any sort of eruptions, skin eruptions or anything else. So whenever people would suffer from any illness, they were given either castor oil or quinine castor oil both, and if they had any skin eruptions, any problem with the skin, then they were given this sulfur ointment. Gandhiji one day called his wife Kasturba Gandhi and told her that she should talk with the women of the village, because he found that the women, they wear very dirty clothes. They hardly clean their clothes or wash their clothes. So Kasturba Gandhi, she started talking with the women, why they don't wash their clothes, what is the reason that they wear such dirty clothes. So one woman, she took Kasturba Gandhi to her house, and Mrs. Gandhi was so very surprised to see that the people indeed there was abject poverty, you can say, in Champaran. This woman, she showed that there wasn't a single cupboard or trunk or any suitcase in the house where she could keep any clothes. So the only sari that she was wearing was the only cloth that she had. There wasn't another second sari in spare. So how could she think of cleaning it? Okay. So during his long stay in Champaran, Gandhiji was quite vigilant. It was not that he was not taking care of his ashram. He was very vigilant about his ashram as well. He sent regular instructions by mail over there, and he was managing everything very well. The Champaran episode is a very important episode in Gandhiji's political career, political life. It can be said that it was a turning point in his life. Why? Because Gandhiji had returned from South Africa and he had just started his career as a politician in 1916. And in 1917, this Champaran episode took place, which made Gandhi a national figure. Before that, Gandhiji was not so popular among the masses, but this Champaran episode made him very famous among the masses. And he made one thing clear, that what he did in Champaran was this, that he made it very clear to the Britishers that in our country, staying in our country, they just cannot think of ordering us. We are free to decide what we should do, what we want to do, and we will do that only. Next, the writer proceeds to say that Louis Fisher, he says that Champaran episode did not begin as an act of defiance only. It started as an attempt to reduce the distress of the large number of poor patients. The plight, Gandhiji wanted to remove the plight of the poor patients. And after doing that, he did not move away from Champaran, because he was not only a politician, he was also a social worker. So his politics was intertwined with politics and social work. Both he used to do. When he started working or fighting for the rights of the sharecroppers, one thing was there in his mind, that the first thing that he needs to do is to make these people aware that they must learn to stand on their own feet and make India free. Early in the Champaran action, Charles Freer Andrews, how much Gandhiji was confident of himself is proved from this fact, that Charles Freer Andrews was an English pacifist, okay, and he was a follower of Gandhiji. He was going to a tour to the Fiji Islands. Before going there, he came to meet Gandhi. He was highly impressed by Gandhiji, being a Britisher only, but he was still very impressed by Gandhiji. And Gandhiji's, the people who were there with Gandhiji, they gave him the suggestion, the idea, that if he takes help of Charles Freer Andrews, it will be easy for them to win the battle of this sharecropping, because Charles Freer Andrews was a Britisher, and if a Britisher fights from their side, then that will create a pressure on the British authorities. But Gandhiji refused to take any sort of help from Charles Freer Andrews. Why? He said that if he does so, it will be proved that the Indians are not sufficient enough, are not independent, are not having sufficient power to fight for their own rights. They need support of the Britishers even to make their fight successful, their struggle successful. They need the support of the Britishers only. That will be a matter of shame for the Indians, not a matter of pride. So he refused to take it. So such was the confidence of Mahatma Gandhi. And Rajendra Prasad has said that Gandhiji, when Gandhiji said so, they understood that Gandhiji had well read their mind. So this was Mahatma Gandhi, who was not only worked for political gains, political profits, for personal gains, but who worked for the overall development of society. Alright student, this is the end of the chapter Indigo.